Hi, Nabil. Let's see what you wrote in this essay today. I saw you had some questions in your email, so I'll address them later on, okay? So, deciding where to allocate funds is one of the foremost challenges chief government officers have to deal with. While some deem that a significant amount of finances should be invested in art, others hold the notion that there are more important expenditures to cover, such as health and education. This essay subscribes to the latter claim, though with the understanding that art is fundamental to expand people's horizons, especially in business environments. Okay, fine. It has often been asserted that absorbing new ideas related to art is a great way to develop critical thinking skills, which are highly rated in the working world. According to a scientific poll published by Bocconi University's Faculty of Economics, in which top Italian entrepreneurs were, without the H, asked which experiences helped them the most for developing soft skills such as problem solving and lateral thinking. I don't know what you mean here. Over 80% of the respondents claimed that the deep understanding of art and history claimed that the deep understanding of art and history they gained was essential in their learning curve to better serve their business purposes. This shows how pivotal art is to ensure greater longevity in the workforce. All right. You can probably imagine that my concern is this. Look at this. This whole thing is one sentence. It's huge. Okay. I think you could have split it, and maybe you could have explored it a little more, like rather than just spending the bulk of your paragraph on this example, maybe you could have added a little more to it. So you talked about how it's, art is important for critical thinking. Well, what else is art possibly good for? Because remember, it doesn't even talk about critical thinking. It says quality in people's lives. Okay. So critical thinking isn't really related to quality in people's lives, is it? Okay. So, I would have been okay with this if you had at least talked a little bit about quality, about, improving our surroundings aesthetically, or, and art doesn't have to be just paintings. It could be music. Okay. So, maybe if government spends money on having public concerts or something, like that would be a form of art, wouldn't it? So you could have talked about how this is important as well. So, remember to make sure that your paragraph deals with all the areas of the task, okay? Because here it was quality in people's lives. Okay, let's move on. That being said, one school of thought asserts that the main drivers of economic growth are education and health. To illustrate this point, a highly cited paper released by Rome University discovered that for developed nations, the combined overheads of high-quality educational systems and healthcare services constituted over 60% of their total budget. That's a nice sentence. It's long, but it's nice. It is clear that education and health costs could determine the success for some countries. Therefore, governments should ensure that a high proportion of their funds is allocated towards these two spending areas rather than art. Okay, good. In the final analysis, the management of public finances has become a hot button issue. While authorities should first ensure the well-being and education of their citizens, they also need to enhance art development, since it could provide a positive outcome in terms of a business perspective. Okay, again, remember, quality in people's lives. So you didn't really quite get that here. Other than that, I thought it was a very well-written essay. I really liked it. It was strong. It flowed. I mean, it had a lot of really great elements to it. But you didn't really quite tackle the task. Okay, I'm sure you can see that now. I want to go on to your task 1. A cause of land degradation. Okay, fine. Okay, let's see. Let me just see what your word count is. Okay. The pie chart illustrates the key reasons for soil exploitation. Overall, it is clear that there are 3 main reasons that contribute to this issue. Okay. Overgrazing accounts for is the expression. The biggest proportion in terms of the main reasons for soil degradation. As it can be seen, it represents over 1/3 of the main cause. It is noteworthy that the percentages of intensively reared livestock, I would have preferred just overgrazing here, is exactly 5 times higher than that of other. Okay, fine. However, land degradation is also owing to, that's a little strange here, is also owing to, it's a little bit awkward when I read it. Land degradation is also caused by not overgrazing, overcultivation. That's what you mean here. Overcultivation and deforestation. In fact, their combined value is far more than half of the total data, 30 and 28% respectively. This shows that there is not a foremost cause that leads, not past tense, leads to land devastation. Okay, fine. In the final analysis, it seems to be the case that there are a handful of main causes that contribute roughly the same you contribute to something, land degradation. But further analysis is required. No. Don't talk about further analysis here. Let's see. Further analysis is required to ascertain exactly which are the main causes and what could be done to preserve the balance of nature. All right, you don't want to include this in your overview. You don't want to include this in your conclusion. Don't talk about further analysis. Talk about only what you see here. Okay? So, you could have just said that clearly the vast majority of land degradation is caused by 3 main causes, specifically overcultivation, overgrazing, and deforestation, and that's it. Okay? But don't, write this kind of thing where you're showing, like, oh, well, perhaps more research should be required into this. No, you don't want any of that. You're just reporting on the things you see. Okay? So this was good. I mean, there was a little bit of awkwardness. You did make that mistake here, which kind of threw me. But it was fine. I mean, it was pretty good. Now I want to address the questions you asked. All right, here it is. You said, is it more formal to state opinions with a third person as a subject? In other words, this essay believes that instead of I believe that. Well, here's the thing. I agree with you that I believe is not super formal sounding. However, when they do say, express your opinion, it's okay to do it. The IELTS essay is not 100% formal. Okay, it's neutral towards formal. So you could essentially write, I believe that. However, I do also prefer not using the first person pronoun. I also prefer not having I. There are other ways to do it. You don't need to say either third person or first person. You could just say, this essay will describe why XYZ. Okay, so this essay will describe why other sectors are important, are more important than art for government funding. Okay, so you could just do it like that. So this essay will explain why, I don't know, it is positive that fathers are staying home watching their children. Okay, so you don't have to say the essay believes that, because the essay doesn't believe that. You believe that. But you can say that the essay will describe, okay, or the essay will examine. So that should maybe be a better expression. All right, so nice job. Take a look at my comments, see what you can do with them, and improve upon the next set. I'll be waiting, so good luck.